Hi guys, very good morning to you. This is going to be our video number 175, and in this video we are going to talk about VBA, and I'm going to help one of my subscribers, Matt Lawrence, and this is what he had written me quite a while back. Actually, I was not on YouTube from a long time. So I wanted to upload this video, so didn't get the time, so I apologize for the delay, Matt, but this is what exactly he is looking forward to. He would like to track the original values using VBA rather than sharing the file. I have a VBA code to track the changes, but I do not know how to track what the original or old value was prior to the new value. So Matt actually wanted me to prepare a code, wanted us to prepare a code which actually tracks all the changes in your worksheet, right? So there is already I have already uploaded a video a long time back actually on that, how to track the changes. You can search for that. Its title is how to track the changes, but that is without VBA, and so he's looking for the VBA code actually, right? So this is what we are going to do today. Let's just prepare the code, and give me a second, I have some problem here. Let me close this. So for all those who are watching this video for the first time, I want to tell that this is my YouTube channel, and we are going to be on the video number 175 today. 175, right? So all of those rest of the videos you can watch on my YouTube channel, and you can also go to my website, which is excelvbalover.com, and you can check the all the videos from there as well. This is my website, and on this tutorial section you can check Excel training courses which I provide online through video conference. I take the trainings also on weekends, and this is going to be your VBA training in case if you want to learn VBA, right? I also give the trainings on the MS Access VBA along with the Excel and Excel VBA, and there you can check the free videos as well. Just click on this link and it is going to take you to the video section, which is this section. This is the particularly specifically to the VBA. So you have all these, the VBA videos are stored here, right? I'm sure you can watch as per your requirement, and they're definitely going to help you out. Alright, so let's just come back to our original task. This is what we are going to do, how to track the changes. Now what we are going to do actually is that, as Matt also said, that he has a problem in tracking the old values. So there can't be direct code for this to my best knowledge. Because you need something ready-made. You need something which can actually run by itself on meeting a criteria that whenever you have a changes in your value. If I'm writing here 66, then you need to track this only when somebody is going to change this to 77. So we are going to talk about the events today. Events, VBA events. We are going to talk. Events are when they don't need your intervention. They don't need your that you open the workbook and then click on some button and then the macro runs. This is how generally the macro runs. But these are the events. They don't really require you. The moment the criteria which you are going to put. For example, if I am going to say that any point in time if anything changes in this sheet called sheet 1, then immediately track it. Immediately fire this macro. Then that macro will get fired. So it will not wait for your instructions. It will not wait for your click. For example, let's just quickly go to the Visual Basic. This is what I'm talking about. Generally, if you know the basic of the VBA, then this is where we generally write every code, insert modules. But these are not written in the modules. They are going to be written on your worksheets. So let's target on the sheet 1 because I want to track everything from the sheet 1, and maybe in the sheet 2 you can write here tracking. And let's write here old value, let's write here new value, and let's write here date also. You can also write the date, that which date these changes happen, so it can track the date as well. So let's just increase the column width. Let me make it to 20, and same for this column width, let's make it 20. Okay, so now what to do? Come back your sheet 1. and let's write something here. Maybe let's write month. Suppose you have a month here, and then you have their invoice number, anything, right? Let me write any alphabetic number. Okay, now this is what we need to track if somebody, you know, changes something here. So, and how you're going to do that, that's the important thing. Now you see, as I was telling you earlier also, that you need to basically run a macro automatically whenever there is a change in your any cell, right? So how you're going to do that? So let me just zoom out a little more. Okay, so how we're going to do that? We have event called sheet change in this macro. Select on the sheet. Remember, I'm writing this on the sheet 1 because I'm going to capture the sheet 1. If you're going to capture any other sheet, you have to write, you have to double click on that sheet, and then there you have to write, right? And if you want to capture every sheet, then maybe you can do one thing, you can write on every sheet. You copy the code and just paste it on every sheet, right? Now look at this. When you selected worksheet, this comes selection change. Now selection change is an event. First I will explain you. Basically we are going to do the two events. We are going to run two events, right? One is the change, and select the change from here. These are called the direct events. Whenever your sheet gets deactivated, would you like to do something? Would you like to run any macro? You can, you know, select this deactivate. When your sheet gets calculated, would you like to run any macro? So these are the predefined events. So right now I'm on the worksheet change. That is my first event, you can see, and the second is worksheet selection change, right? So what is a worksheet change event? Let's just understand this first using the macro, simple macro, message box. So I'm going to put here message box hello. So we have two macros. One is let's say hello2, and this is called the hello. Now I'm going to tell you what will happen. Look at this. I'm going to put the breakcode here. So whenever I do my selection change, you see this event will fire automatically. It's not waiting for me, and this hello to, you know, what would pop up, because what is happening, I'm doing my selection. The selection is changing. So every time you run this what you will see. This event will fire, right? Now what is the sheet change? What is the worksheet change? Worksheet change is actually when you're going to write something. For example, let me just off this. Let's just select this. This hello2 would always come, because whenever you are going to select any new cell, you know, this event will fire. Now, but this time I'm not only selecting the cell, but I'm changing it. Let's say I'm changing this to 77. The moment you do this, you see this worksheet change event will fire automatically, because now there is a change in the value. So now I hope you understand the difference between worksheet selection change and worksheet change. Worksheet selection change means that you're simply selecting the cells. Doesn't matter, you know, whether you are writing something there or not, or maybe you are replacing some value with the, you know, new value. No, that's called the worksheet change. So worksheet selection change will happen when you keep on selecting the different cells, right? And worksheet change will happen when you are actually doing some changes in the value. There is some old value there, and you are writing some new value there, right? So these are the two events which we are going to use, right? And now why we are going to use this one, selection change? Because we want to preserve the old value. Before it gets replaced with the new value, you would like to store it somewhere, right? Now understand, if I'm on this cell 77 and I change this to 80 and I press enter, the moment you press enter, how would Excel is going to retrieve the previous value, because the value is changed now, right? So at that point in time, the moment, now when I'm going to change something, it means that I have to select the cell. If I will not select the cell, how can I change the value? If I have to change A1 value month to, let's say, year, then first I have to be on that cell, and then, you know, I can write instead of month, year. So that is the point where we are going to run this macro event, worksheet selection change. The moment somebody selects something, it should capture the value. So how we are going to capture the value? We are going to declare a global variable, because we want to use it in all the events. So I'm going to write here old val as string. I'm going to make it as public. Okay, I hope you understand these concepts of the variables. If you don't understand this, then go to my website or YouTube channel and find out the video there on the scope of the variables. We are going to declare them public. And similarly, I will also declare one more variable, which is going to be new val as string. Maybe I think you don't require this because I'll tell you later. I think that is not required, but yes, public old val is fine. Now what is going to be the old val? So old val is going to be equals to active cell value, whatever the value the user is going to select. Let me show you. Then so I'm going to select this word cell. Look at this. I selected Jan, which is A2, and the moment I run this, what is the value I'm going to pass on to this old val? It's going to be Jan, and this is what where we are going to track this. Now we are going to supply this information to the tracking sheet, which we are going to do in the next part, right, in the next section. So far I wanted to make you understand that this is the way we can track all the values, right? Now for example, I select this value. Now the moment I run this, what is the value? 244GD, right? So you select this blank cell, what is going to be the value? It is going to be blank, right? So this is the way we are going to track this value. And once you have tracked the value, now we need to track the new value also. So what do you mean by the new value? Obviously when old value is going to be replaced by something, so that means that when you're going to overwrite some value, which means that you are going to run this worksheet underscore change event, right? So here we'll write, so I'm gonna write here dim new val as string. You can also declare it as a variant in case if you're not sure. It can be a number also, who knows, right? So I'm gonna do this active cell offset, active cell dot value. Whatever we have a new value, it should be captured by this variable. Now let's see, it is going to be very interesting, right? So I love actually doing this video. Trust me, my dear subscriber, you have asked me actually a very good question. I must thank you, and I hope everybody is going to enjoy this a lot. And in fact, these are the events which people generally do not know. So I'm going to also make you aware about these events. They are very powerful, trust me. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's try to change Jan to December. So I'm going to select here. The moment I select this, because I want to change the value, of course, right? So this even gets fired right now it's on the break code. So this happens, I got the value Jan. It is stored there because it's a public variable. It is not going to be destroyed. It's not a local variable, right? Now here I'm going to write December. Let me press enter. The moment you press enter, worksheet change event will, this is going to be activated by itself. This is going to run now. This get fired. Why? Because we have a change in the value. So now what will happen? Now you can see that old value has Jan, and the new value now, let's see what is going to be the value. So it is going to be Feb. Alright, so that's my mistake. New value should be December, right? It should be DES. So what we need to do in this active cell, because when you write something and what happens, you press enter, and when you press enter, your cursor goes down, and because of which it is not going to capture December. So what we need to do is we need to write offset -1, so that it should always capture the above value, right? Because when you press enter, your cursor always moves in the downward direction, unless you have changed it from the file and the options button, where you have this also a feature. If you press enter, then it can move in the left, right, or maybe in the upward direction, right? But by default it always goes in the downward direction when you press enter. So make sure that your enter should be in that position. When you press enter, it should not move left or right or upward. It should always move in the downward direction. Then because of that reason, I'm writing here -1 0. So it's going to capture the upper row of the same column. Now you can see that I have got the value called December. So first thing first, now you are able to do everything. You are able to capture all the values, previous also, new also. What is the next task? The next task is to go to the sheet tracking, because we would like to keep all the values there. So I'm going to select that sheet, and in that sheet, don't forget to write the name of the sheet. Very important. Sometimes your VBA get confused while writing in the event. So I'm going to be sure that I should be on the tracking sheet always. So start with the A100, let's say A100, A1, 10 lakh, whatever you want to write, right? Depends upon how much data you have. So I'm going to be on the Excel up dot offset 1 dot row dot value should be equals to old val. I'll tell you what I'm writing here. Let me just make this screen little bigger, and let's just copy this. So basically what we are doing, we are saying that when you go to the tracking sheet from A100 cell, use the control up arrow and then move one cell down, right? So whenever you have some value here, it will go to the next line, the blank line. That's the code I'm writing here, because first line will always have headers. So similarly here you will write B10, and here let's put the new value. Again copy and paste this, and this time we'll write the function called date, and this we are going to store in the C column. So from the C column it moves to the upward direction to find out the blank row. Okay, very important, otherwise it keeps on overwriting the things. So let's just drag this little here. I guess we should be fine here. Let me reset the code, and yeah, at the end of this, before it runs, you need to ensure that this should be space, because these are the public variables, especially old val. New val you don't have to write it, because it's going to be destroyed itself the moment this enter will finish, because it's a local variable, right? This is the public one, so I have to finish it off before somebody runs it again. Okay, so let's go ahead and see that. So right now it's December, I'm going to make it January. So first this will capture, this has captured now December, perfect. And now I'm going to make this to January. I'm going to press enter. The moment I press enter, this new val should capture now Jan. As you can see, Jan is captured. Now it goes to the tracking sheet. In the tracking sheet it puts up the value called December, right, which is my old value, and it's going to put in the A100. So there we go. Now from the B100 it moves upward and one cell down, one row down actually. So I got the Jan, and then I got the date as well. Now definitely we would like to come back to our sheet also. So I'm going to write here sheet 1, which is the name of my sheet. Let me just put it back. There we go. Right now you see, once you are back on your sheet 1, your selection again gets highlighted. So that's why this event will run once again, but that's fine, we are not bothered about it. You can simply press enter, and there we go. Now let's check our values. So we are able to track the values that December is changed to Jan, and then this value. Let's do it again. Let's do it once more. This time we'll put Feb to, let's say, week 1. Week 1, yeah. Okay, now let's see what is going to be the value in the new val. So it's week 1, and let's check our old val. So old val is giving you Feb, right? So let's just run this again. Got the values, perfect, and this is also correct. Okay, now let's change this March to MARCH. Let me press enter. Let's first find out what is the value in this old val. So it is MAR, perfect. This is going to be March, and you run it. Now you see that it's pasting the data in a blank line. That's why I have written this. It moves in the upward direction. You can quickly record a macro also using the control up arrow, and this is what you will get, kind of range a100.excel, end Excel up. This takes you to the control up arrow, and from the up arrow obviously you will go to the filled value, and from there we are getting this one row offset, which means we are moving in the downward direction on the same column, right? So these are the basics. I mean, you're supposed to know. What I'm telling you is a very advanced, very refined form, right? So this is not a very basic, in fact this is not at all a basic code. This is a very good code, and you should be able to understand two things. One is that what does this line range A100 and XL up offset, what it does, though I explained you. It goes to the next line, the very next cell to the blank your this field value, and this is very important for you, public and the local variables you are supposed to know. Okay, so I guess we are done with this. Now let's just remove the break quotes. We don't like to put the break quotes there, so let's go ahead and let us write something here called let me write here weeks. There we go. Let's check we got the weeks or not. Yeah, we got the weeks. Perfect. And then I write here week 1, and then write here week 2, and then write here week 3, and then write here week 4. Okay, there we go. So this is how you can track all the information. Very simple code, but again, this concept of event one is supposed to know. Otherwise, you can't think of making this code without taking the help of these events. I don't think so. But if somebody knows it, I would definitely like to see you pasting the comments or maybe a link of that video if you would have seen somewhere that without events also we can do this, right? Because I think the main challenging part is how to track the previous value. So you can't do it using the simple standard. You can't write it in the standard module. A simple macro will not be able to track that information. So you have to have something in the ready-made form, and that's why I say that events are so important. This event is very important for us. This is where you are actually storing the information, right? All right, so I hope you definitely have liked this video, and let me know in case if I can help you further on this. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. And I said that that you can also go there on my website, and you can watch all the videos, and please watch all the videos on the YouTube link, right? That is going to help me a lot, right? So with that said, I'm leaving now, and we'll definitely come back with some more exciting video. Till then, you take care of yourself and have a very happy learning. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Thank you.